Um, I thought, well, I didn't know there were Comic Cons going on in India, so I thought it was quite an exciting prospect to come over to Delhi for one. Yeah. Oh, for a start, most Comic Cons in the UK are inside. And so it was brilliant to have the Comic Con outside and to have our stand outside and actually to get some air. And it was great. So that's the one thing which was really unexpected. I really appreciate being outside. It's fantastic. And then lovely weather as well. Yeah, a few, and I know there's actually quite a tradition of comic books in India, and some like really famous comic book artists. I also know some sort of more contemporary graphic novel artists as well. So yeah, so I didn't have a sort of superficial grounding on sort of what was going on in India. I suppose when you think of the comic book world, you don't think of India as the first port of call. You don't think of the UK as the first port of call either. I mean, obviously the US do a lot. If you think about manga, Japan is the land of manga. So that might be the thing. Maybe it's a country that's being overlooked, and actually there is a market here. I mean, if you see the sort of Comic Con over the last 3 days, a huge amount of people attended. We had amazing sales for our self-made hero books. I was really surprised how many books we sold yesterday. That's actually better than some of the Comic Cons we go to in the UK. So yeah, it's really encouraging to see all that. And I think there obviously is a market here, and that more international publishers should come to the India Comic Con. I think it would be a really good thing, and I think they'd see the benefits of it. Well, what I was really surprised about was that some people in India knew about self-made hero titles, and some people had some of our books. I was like, how did you get hold of our books? And we seem to have a sort of small, but a fan base of self-made hero people in India, which was really encouraging. It's like, how did you find out about us? I think people are getting them shipped from Amazon, from amazon.co.uk, which is actually a very costly thing to do. But it was great to see that. And I think a lot of people were saying, the quality of our books is incredible. The subjects we cover are on sort of sophisticated subjects. They're not on necessarily superhero subjects. They're on politics, history, humour, whatever. We say from the political to the profound. So the reaction to our books has been phenomenal here. Yeah. It depends how you're rating it, whether you're rating it in terms of the amount of participants, the amount of people coming. I mean, there's a huge amount of participants at the India Comic Con, a huge amount of visitors, who want to buy books. So what's important for an exhibitor is that people actually want to buy books, so that it gets the word out there on what kind of books we actually publish. So I think that was achieved at the India Comic Con. We sold a lot of titles. I think the other thing is events. I think what's really important at Comic Cons is that the events are organised well, and there's important talks. So here you had a stage, and you had events sort of scheduled throughout the days. And I thought that was really well organised and a great thing to have done. Well, in terms of the mainstream, it's what we've done in the UK is to create a profile for self-made hero that encompasses a mainstream audience. And by that I mean that we publish books on a variety of subjects. So subjects, again, including politics, history. And I think that, and literary adaptations, and that crosses over to the mainstream. And once the mainstream realises that you can read a graphic novel on any subject you like, and then it can be good, I think that's when it crosses the mainstream. Yeah. Not that many. We were so busy at our stall, but yeah, I had a bit of a wander around, and there's a whole indoor market here with lots of stalls indoors and lots of stalls outside, and it's a really lovely feeling. Everyone's really friendly, and there's a great energy and buzz. So really pleased to be here. I mean, I'm not sure from what I've been hearing. I'm not sure how many bookshops there are dedicated to comic books, or again, independent comic book shops in India. And from what I'm hearing, that there's a sort of dearth of them. So I think it's important to have conventions like this where fans can actually buy comic books, and it's important to try and increase the scope of the variety of comic books that you can buy in India, and to do that, inviting international guests and international publishers over to the India Comic Con is really important. So I think it's the same as in the UK as well, actually. The amount of Comic Cons have increased over the years, and I think that's testament to the fact that there is a market there, but perhaps, bookshops are, are declining, or certainly sort of the big chains are declining, but people still want to buy graphic novels and comics, and events like this allow people to do that.